Brandon, you took a timeout there with 38 seconds left, 34. Why did you take a timeout there?
Yeah, we needed to get in the right grouping. We felt like they were going to run the ball, so we wanted to get our best 11 personnel run defense in, make that substitution so that we could, get a play where we would deepen the field goal.
Derek Carr said after the game that timeout changed their mentality. Do you think that had any reason to do with them?
I don't think it changed their mindset because they were going to run the ball on the play before, and then they ran the ball the very next play. So we wanted to make sure that we got our run defense in there, and we obviously didn't execute well enough, but we wanted to get our premium one-back run defense in here, and that's what we did.
Was any part of the motivation for you saving time to potentially win it if they were to miss that field goal?
My mindset was to make the field goal as long as possible.
In terms of defensively today, penalties popping up, down defense, some shaky run defense. Your assessment of the defense overall today?
I thought our defense played, really, really well. The penalties obviously were a big factor in the game. The end of the half was a huge momentum swing in the game. The 3rd and 22, we got split on the draw. We've got to go tackle that guy. We got to make a play, and we're in a shell defense that should knock that down, and we didn't knock it down. And then we had him in good position, and then he throws a pass, really far out of the end zone, and we get called for a PI. And so that dramatically changed the momentum. We had 14-10. We were playing really well. We did an outstanding job in the run in the first half. Felt like we put a roof over the coverage. Outside of the first 3rd down, where we had a corner turn, Foster, Moreau, loose and man-to-man. I thought our guys played their tails off. And in the second half, I really felt like we gave ourselves a chance. We thought we defended really well in there tight. And over time, we, outside of the one run, which 2 guys missed the tackle at the point of attack that went for 28, we hung tough and forced a field goal. And then, we got it to, a 3rd down and 8, and they completed that outcut on Asante, but, we were contested. That's where the ball had to go, and they made it. And then we just got to do a better job tackling at the point of attack against Josh on a couple of those runs at the end. And, we just didn't finish those plays on that last drive.
Brandon,
defense, other than that, I thought we played really well.
Brandon, Kenneth Murray hadn't really had that many snaps in the last month. Why did you decide to have the snaps in the most crucial game of the season?
Yeah, we just felt like those 3 guys were all going to play in the game. We had different roles in them for this game. Drew coming off his injury, we just wanted to make sure that all 3 of those guys were going to rotate and play in the game, and felt like all 3 of them played well.
With in the 3rd quarter, with your backs against your own end zone, you decided to go for it on 4th down. What was your thought process?
Yeah, I felt like that was going to be a drive starter for us. Generate some steam for our offense. Felt like we would get it. Felt like we had a good play call with the duo run, and they just knifed in there and made a good play. But was really looking to get our offense started, get our engine started, and they just made a play and we didn't.
On that specific
decisions, you talked a lot about trusting Justin, how he's your best player, and that in fact he's in the decision making. Why not put the ball in Justin's hands?
I understand the criticism. We felt like we could get the run. We felt like the personnel grouping that they had out there, they weren't in the goal line defense. We felt like we had a plenty good enough, play call for that, and they took away the advantage look, and it just didn't go down for us tonight. We got a great stop on defense, forced them to kick 3, and we went right back out there and had a chance. It was a 1-possession game, so. I understand that decision will be questioned, but in my mindset, that's a yard that we can get.
With the roller coaster of a season, starting off so hot, then kind of cooling off, and then trying to kind of pick it up at the end, what's the level of frustration right now that you're basically going home and not headed to the playoffs?
I'm disappointed because I feel like we're one of the best teams in the NFL. I feel like this team's good enough to not only be in the tournament, but to win it. I know who's in the tournament, and I felt like we have a good enough team to be in it. And but it was a fight this season. It was a fight. We just couldn't create enough separation, and we had to have this game, and we just couldn't quite finish it out. But this team laid it on the line. Tonight was a great example of the way we played all season, the belief that we have in one another, the belief in this place and how we do things. And we set a big-time foundation for the future. I hate it for this team that we're not in the tournament because I feel like we're good enough. But it didn't go down for us tonight.
At the end of the game, in those last 2 drives, what does that say about? And then in overtime, what does that say about your quarterback? The way he was able to come back and on 4th down, just keep on moving the chains. And obviously at the end of the game, last play, he throws that dart to Mike Williams for that game-tying touchdown.
Yeah, that's why I hate that we're not in the tournament, because he's one of the best players in the NFL. And I hate that he's not in the tournament competing against the best players in the NFL. And I hate it for him. Hate it for Darwin, Keenan, Corey Lindsley, a lot of these guys who have given us so much. But this is just the beginning for us. We're going to have a tremendous offseason together. We're going to learn from this, and we're going to grow from this, and we're going to come back in a really, really big way together. But Justin was fantastic tonight. He gave us a chance, and as you guys know, he's really, really special.
Your defense has some
Going
go.
back to the linebacker rotation. The role you had for Kenneth was in dime, mostly in third downs. Kazier's been your best linebacker all season. Why go with Kenneth in those situations on third down, an area you guys have struggled in this season over Kazier?
Murray gives us a really good rusher, and he's a really good man-to-man cover guy. And that's what we were going to do in this game, is we were going to play a lot of man-to-man. He's our best man-to-man coverage guy. And we felt like that would be a role for him in this game that would be, you know, a lift for us. And then we had Kazier and playing like he normally does and everything else. So it was just something that we felt like in dime, because we were planning on playing that grouping a lot, that it would help us if we pressured, which we didn't end up doing. But he's also our best man-to-man coverage guy. So, you know, we just felt like that was going to be a good role for him tonight. And it had no impact on what happened whatsoever.
Your defense had some encouraging stops early in the game. Do you feel they kind of got wore out late in the fourth quarter there?
No, we were not worn out. Our offense, you know, had possessed the ball pretty much the entire fourth quarter, and you know, we had plenty of juice in overtime, and we missed a couple tackles. We didn't set the edge, and you know, we just didn't finish enough plays there in overtime where we have guys in position, and we just didn't make enough plays tonight, especially on that last drive, but on the opening drive as well, you know, in the run game. We just didn't finish plays tonight in overtime, and that was the story for us on defense.
Brandon, just with the pass protection, a lot of breakdowns there late in the game. Is it just known passing situations, falling behind, that sort of thing?
Yeah, the crowd's loud. They're really good. Yannick and Max are really good. Jefferson, Solomon Thomas, that group of guys is really, you know, it's a really good 4-down rush group. And you know, I felt our guys held their own. They held their own well enough for us to come back from a 15-point deficit. They held their own enough for us to throw our way back into the game. And I'm really proud of that group hanging in there tough.
What was your message to the team?
This is the tough side of things, and that from the beginning of training camp to now, that we built something really special, and we're building something really special, and the guys in that locker room have made it special, and that they should cherish this season with one another, because it was special, and that we accomplished a lot. We're not in the tournament, which is disappointing, but there was far more that we accomplished together than not. And I feel like for the future of our team, for the future of our program in the city, I feel like there's an awful lot to take away from it that we can build on for the future, and a lot of it has to do with the players in that locker room. And I'm really thankful for all of them. And like I said, I just hated that this was our last time out.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.